The Light Rail Transit Authority runs the youngest light rail transit system in operation in Metro Manila, the Light Rail Transit Line 2, and as such has been seen as the silver lining in the dark cloud that is the inefficient, overcrowded, and overworked rail network of the country. There is now a new man overseeing LRTA and LRT2. Motoring Forum meets the man and discusses his plans.
One of the relatively brighter lights of the light rail transit network in Metro Manila is the Light Rail Transit Line 2. Compared to the aged Light Rail Transit Line 1 and the overworked and decaying Metro Rail Transit Line 3, the LRT2 looks positively modern and efficient. Compared to both LRT1 and MRT3, the LRT2 has not been as plagued with problems in operation or in making riding the trains convenient and secure. But this does not mean the LRT2 has not had its share of problems, as the new man at the head of the Light Rail Transit Authority has found out, Reynaldo Beroya. A retired police general, Beroya is among many members of the Philippine National Police who have successfully transitioned to holding civilian public posts upon retirement from the uniformed services. Beroya was chief of the Land Transportation Office and also at some point under past administration's head of the MRT3 and undersecretary of then Department of Transportation and Communications. Upon taking over the LRTA, which also manages the LRT2, in January of this year, Beroya's first order of business is to look at the staffing of the agency with an eye for how they function, as well as a top-to-bottom inventory of equipment, facilities, and vehicles. He explains why.
Certainly, we want to realign our personnel so they shall be more responsive to the needs of the authority. We want to conduct inventories of what we have and what are supposed to be questionable. We have to make sure that everything that's written on the books out there, vehicles, spare parts reported to have been bought. So it's a general inventory that we want to conduct.
The inventory and inspection of facilities brought to light some bright lights and some dim prospects. Among the positives are stations that maintain comfort rooms to a level not found in your usual public establishments.
If you've been to Line 2, you will be amazed and probably surprised that everywhere you go inside the comfort room, somebody is following you, cleaning the floor after you, and providing you with toilet paper. That's something that had been introduced quite a bit, but I don't know if it is still maintained now. But when we conducted our inspection, that is what is being done.
Among the negatives were elevators and escalators there which were not functioning.
We want to address this problem of elevators and escalators. At this point in time, it is very hard because it is part of a loan agreement with Japan that is also married to the supply of the LRBs of the trains for Line 1.
A bigger problem is the need to add more trains that is also hampered by the need to have this addressed through Japanese suppliers to comply with loan and concessional agreements.
The Japanese possible suppliers cannot just do anything right now because they are concentrating on Tokyo Olympics. They would not manufacture trains. In that process, we are in a position of disadvantage because we cannot comply with the concessional agreement of providing the 120 trains. So we get fined for that. So those are the few concerns that we would like to address immediately. But certainly everything should be down to the comfort of the riding public and the streamlining of our own operations.
LRT2 services commuters from the eastern side of Metro Manila, with 11 stations starting at Recto Avenue in Manila and ending at Santolan in Marikina-Pasig boundary, and linked by a pedestrian walkway to the Doroteo station of the LRT1. The LRT2 passes through Manila, San Juan, Quezon City, and Marikina. There are plans to extend LRT2 to the east to Masinag and to the west to Pier 3 in Manila.
Actually, the one that's doing it right now is the OTR. So as far as the exact details, I can only guess. So probably more than a bit over 50%. But that particular extension shall be turned over to us by 2018. The construction and everything else had been undertaken by the OTR, and that is past administration's policy.
Aside from improving LRT2 operations, the LRTA is looking at establishing an institution for the education and professionalization of the railway workers.
You know, when we were handling MRT 3, then we conducted trainings for train drivers, for tellers and cashiers. Most of those whom we have trained are working abroad into their specialty, no? So we got an idea from that past experience of professionalizing the train working still, no? And in terms of professionalizing the drivers, thus we have conceived of a train institute. So that we can produce world-class train drivers and other related operations for train, so that we can also supply our needs for local employment and also probably employments abroad.
In taking over the reins of the LRTA and the LRT2, Bedoya says all initiatives to be undertaken should all work for the comfort and convenience of the riding public. Those who have come to depend on our light rail transit for their daily commuting needs are praying this will be so under the Duterte administration.
The important thing is to ensure that the LRT2 continues to do what it's been doing well and improve on what has not been quite up to par. The man at the helm of the LRTA and the LRT2 appears to be a no-nonsense manager, and this should bode well for the riding public.